You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike postgame show. What is going on? I am Matt O'Leary. I'm joined as always by my good friend Mitch Anderson. Mitch, back in the win column, baby.
Feels good. Dubs all around, baby. Yeah, whatever. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Had some Halloween candy. We got a couple bags and had some leftover. So I indulged in that in the third period and watched the Islanders win a hockey game tonight. So good day all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Good day all around. We still have lots of candy left over. It's amazing. So much. I can't wait.
We're going to take advantage of that. So yesterday, Mitch, we were talking because we expected Cal Ritchie to make his NHL debut. That did not happen last night because of flights. So we had to wait an extra day. Cal Ritchie into the lineup. So something additional to watch for as Matthew Barzal also returned too. Have to shout that one out.
Yes, right. So you have Callum Ritchie and Matthew Barzal jumping into the lineup that weren't there yesterday. So we can play a full 12 forwards already. That's a win. We don't have to play 7 defensemen, also a win. But we're playing against a really good Washington Capitals team. So it was good, and on the road as well. And we've looked bad. So this was going to be a challenge. And we're going to Sorokin, right? Who has not been playing well whatsoever. So there are a lot of question marks around what the Islanders could do today. And I thought they did obviously very, very well.
Yeah, it felt like they survived the first period. So I think we start there. The Islanders, I don't think, played well outside of Ilya Sorokin. And you mentioned like major question marks with Sorokin coming into this game. Had his best game of the season, looked really, really good today. Very happy for him. But 13 shots from Washington in that first period. The Islanders also took a penalty in that first period. So they went to a pretty early penalty kill situation. And it felt, Sorokin came up with a big save after big save. Butch Goring at the end of the first was like, I think he said 30, 30, 30. We just kept saying Ilya Sorokin's number because they could have easily been down 2-0 after the first period.
Yeah, we forgot. We also get Butch Goring on the broadcast. Wild upgrade from yesterday's snooze fest at ESPN.
Yes, so count that one as a major win. To me, Mitch, like I said, you had the penalty in the first from Casey Zizekas and 13 saves from Ilya Sorokin. No goals for either side, but those are my takeaways from the first. Anything else?
Oh, just how badly they played in the first period. I don't know about you, but and just even you at home, like watching that going like, this is going to be a long goddamn day if this is how they're playing on a back-to-back, right? On the road. You want to come out on a road game, especially on a back-to-back on the second leg. You want to come out and have a good first period. Get the game done basically and not wait for it and park the bus or the rest of it, but give yourself an ability to take a little bit of a breather as the rest of the game goes, as you're going to be tired. But that wasn't the case. They were absolute dog shit in that first period. 90% high danger chances for percentage for the Washington Capitals in all situations. 2.1 expected goals for in all situations. And Ilya Sorokin stopped them friggin' all.
Yeah, so shout out to Ilya again, was really good today. Glad to see that. In the second period, the Washington Capitals would get on the board with their first goal of the game. Tom Wilson scores on just a wide open rebound attempt, pretty much.
Yeah, there's nothing much that could have been. Well, Schaefer kind of lost Wilson there, as you can see. And if you watch the replay or if you watch the actual goal itself, he lost track of where Wilson was. And that extra little step made all the difference and gave him that extra separation.
Yeah, I was going to say, the reason why I paused it on the second replay is I thought Heineman and Schaefer didn't communicate well in that spot. And then it kind of ends up, I'll let it roll while I talk about it. Schaefer kind of ends up in the middle in no man's land a little bit. And just, Tom Wilson's a righty, so it bounces perfectly to him. And Sorokin had no chance on that one.
Yeah, of all stupid goddamn people, it's Tom Stupid Wilson, who's having, of course, a really productive year.
Yeah, 6 goals already on the year for Tom Wilson.
Screw that guy. Screw that guy. He's such a dingus. Damn it. So we have a bad first period. We're down 1-0 at that point. I was feeling pretty, like, oh, here we go again. It's going to be another L. But the Islanders really kind of did a good job of changing the momentum a little bit through the rest of that second period.
Yeah, first way when you're able to score a shorthanded goal, which Simon Holmstrom and JG Pajot, they just keep continuing to team up on these ones. We'll pull it up. JG Pajot, we're going to get a look right here. Holmstrom gets it, and away they go.
And look, it's a 2-on-2. Even you can even call it 3-on-2 at that point. Maybe the third player is kind of in line with Simon Holmstrom, so it's a 2-on-2. There's no reason for Pajot to get completely lost in coverage here.
But he did.
They're outmanning us, and he still gets it. Absolutely lovely stuff from those two guys. Holmstrom just on a silver platter for Jean-Gabriel Pajot there, and he's now got, according to Heathen Hawk, 6 points in his last 6 games. Does Simon Holmstrom?
Hell yeah, love that for Simon Holmstrom. Cooking that line, Lee, Holmstrom, and JG Pajot at center looks really good right now. I like that line a lot. I talked about that a lot this past week. But they would review it. The Capitals challenged it for offside. Yeah. It was a long look. And I thought maybe they could have brought it back, but that was so bang. I almost don't mind that they let it play out.
It was really tight. I had to duck out right when they were doing the review. Like my wife ran out of the house to try to wave me down to be like, hey, they called it a good goal. I had to go pick up Elliot over at their friend's house from trick-or-treating. But I do like what PSV saying here is saying, I would have bet a Bitcoin, which is like $160,000 Canadian, one Bitcoin, that play was offsides. Turns out it wasn't. So maybe fortuitous bounce in our favor. Doesn't matter. It's in. Let's go.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And it was more so like, oh, I just don't feel like the Islanders are going to catch this break, right? Because that's how I thought most of the game was going. While the goalie was coming up big, they were down 1-0. It just felt like they were struggling to get anything going. And of course, they finally score, and it's going to be taken off the board. It wasn't. Yeah. And they go to a power play right after that. And I thought, okay, now you make them pay. Unfortunately, tonight, Mitch, though, they were 0 for 6 on the power play, or 0 for 5.
The power plays I watched were absolutely dreadful, doing absolutely nothing with it whatsoever. It maybe wasn't the worst power play outing we've ever seen from this team, but it was just more garbage. I don't understand how this team, with different players and different coaches, just can't put together a cohesive power play, like a league average. Can't do that.
No, they can't. And honestly, I thought the second unit looked better, and the second unit had a Cal Ritchie on it, Mitch.
Yeah. Cal Ritchie looked really good on that power play, just in terms of his puck possession and how he was able to open up at least passing lanes for himself.
Yeah.
And his puck distribution was good on the half wall. He was great. Absolutely great. Not really a ton of power play ice on because it is the second unit, but they were the better of the two. They were getting in the zone more frequently and cleanly, whereas the first one could not. I don't understand why they kept going to the first one when the second one was rolling so well.
Yeah, I thought there were some really positive signs from Cal Ritchie, specifically on the power play. My question to you is what is it with these young kids in Washington taking multiple penalties? Matthew Barzal in his debut with the Islanders, and now Cal Ritchie took 2 penalties, arguably could have been called for a third right after the second expired. So you take the good with the bad as someone who's 20 years old and making his Islanders debut.
I will say Tom Wilson did a little bit of a whoopsie daisy on that one interference call.
Kerplunk. Yeah,
exactly.
Little bit, but they don't score. Tied 1-1 after 2 periods of play. Kind of feel okay, right? Because it felt like they were outplayed for the first period. Obviously, Washington gets on the board, but Islanders tie it up late in the second. They had a power play opportunity, so momentum starting to change. And in the third period, Bo Horvat doing Bo Horvat things, Mitch. This guy is just so freaking good.
Absolutely. That shot, that's what we wanted to see for a long time out of Bo Horvat. Nice 2-on-1 developing here. Great pass behind him and tons of time for Logan Thompson to get set and stop that shot, but he just couldn't do it. He's square and centered to the shot, and he just couldn't stop it. It's just so goddamn good from Bo Horvat.
Yeah, the release really was impressive to me on that one.
Yeah. And that's That's supposed to be his bread and butter. Like his release is supposed to be absolutely lethal, and it is. But it just we haven't really seen, a 40 goal Bo Horvat. I'm not saying he's going to do 40, but at the rate they're using him and at the rate he's putting him in right now, maybe.
He's converting on his opportunities. It felt like last year a little bit snake bitten, and he started the year that way too. Mm-hmm. And then once that first one went, it's like the dam broke, and they just keep coming every night.
Yeah, I like this here from SS Bouncer saying, "Of course, on Halloween, Boo Horvat gets the wiener." I love it.
Boo Horvat,
please.
Love it. So Islanders up 2-1. They're playing with a lead. There's an Anders Lee tripping call that they had to kill off. Good kill from the Islanders. And they would end up scoring an empty net goal. Matthew Barzal, who made his return to the ice, puts one in the empty net. 3-1 New York Islanders win.
Yeah, Isles did a good job collapsing down the middle. Barzy, extra step to go around a player to make sure he really gets it, a clean look. So it's exactly what you want to see. Love it, love it, love it.
Some box score numbers before we get to our guessing game. Shots on goal ended up being even, 23 apiece. Face-off percentage, Islanders 62.7%. Just because I'm curious, I'm going to pull up the Pajot numbers because I am pushing that agenda. He won 83.3% of his face-offs tonight. 83%. Bo Horvat, 77.8%. Holy crap.
That 80% is worth a first round pick this year alone.
Yeah. I don't want a 2027 first. We're talking 2026 first round picks, baby.
He's winning you more than 2/3 of his draws, right?
Yeah,
like more than 3/4 of his draws.
Yeah. He's been awesome. Power play, each team 0 on the power play. Islanders did get a shorthanded goal, so they killed 4 and got a shorthanded goal. You'll take that from the penalty kill tonight. 10 penalty minutes to the Islanders, 8 hits, 14-12. Capitals with 2 more. Islanders more block shots, 16-13. Giveaways, nice. Close, 24-22. Washington with 2 more. And takeaways were even at 4 apiece.
Like that's one of the things that we saw the other day against Carolina. They weren't blocking any shots, and Carolina was blocking everything. Now they flipped it, and look at that. You ended up winning. Wow, what a shocker.
Yeah, love it.
Love it. Oh, okay. Ice time. I'm going to say it's Bo Horvat.
Correct.
Team in ice time.
20 minutes, 34 seconds for Bo Horvat tonight, who was very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, he was very good at center, doing everything. Matthew Barzal coming back in after missing last game. Maybe a little bit of a hang up there, but least amount of ice time, I assume, is Kyle McLean again.
No, Anthony Duclair, 9 minutes, 13 seconds.
Oh, damn.
Fairly anonymous night from Anthony Duclair.
Yeah, so PS is saying here in the comments, Duclair's 9 minutes was too much. He is invisible again. Even Andre saying Duclair was completely invisible tonight. He doesn't fit on the 4th line. Not good enough to be in the top 6 either.
Kind of stuck in no man's land with with the pieces that they have right now. It's not like they're playing someone in the top 6 who doesn't deserve to be there.
That's true. Arguably Richie, I suppose, because you're making your team debut at the NHL level, but he looked the part, man. He really did.
It wasn't that, hey, Islanders debut, you're going to get 7 minutes tonight. He played 16 minutes, 17 seconds. Hell yeah.
Deserved every minute of it, I say. But yeah, so what does that mean for Duke? That I guess Shabanov's got to come in, please?
I think so. We talked about the forward depth that the Islanders have. Shabanov has sat for a little bit. I think you give it a look. One of Duclair and McLean has to come out.
Yes, absolutely. Please, like you can't do that. Ridiculous. Leader in terms of ice time for defensemen. Again, 4 power plays, 5 power plays. It's got to be Matthew Schaefer.
Matthew Schaefer was 5th in ice time for defensemen tonight.
Okay, good.
Ryan Pulock at 20 minutes and 6 seconds, who after a -4 last night was +3 tonight.
Yeah, he was fine.
Pellick and Pulock I thought they were better tonight. I'm not going to say that, like, oh my God, they look like 2021 versions of themselves, but they were blocking shots and they were +3. I thought it was a pretty good game for both those guys.
Is good. Yeah. And then, you get time management for Schaefer, who has made a few mistakes, right? Those 2 mistakes in Carolina that resulted in goals immediately. Yeah, I think there was at least one or two plays today. Well, the Tom Wilson one, right? But like, no one's gonna crap on him. Obviously, he's an 18-year-old. He's gonna make some mistakes and like whatever. It's fine.
Who do you think has the least?
Schaefer was fifth. You said right?
Yes.
Out of 6, we had 4 penalties, so that's not gonna be. I guess it's D'Angelo.
It is. I wasn't sure if you were going to get it because you were saying the power play numbers and obviously D'Angelo on power play too. But 15 minutes and 42 seconds for Tony D tonight for the least.
Yeah, it's fine. That's what he should get at this point.
By the way, another 4-block game for Alex Romanov. I thought that the last two, he has had a slow start to the year. Since coming back the last 2 games, he's been pretty solid. He
has been, right? And just steady. Not doing too much, not doing too little, just steady. Just do that. You're a 4th defenseman, okay? Just be a steady Eddie out there. Log in 20 minutes a night, big hits, solid in your own end, maybe chip in with some offense, but don't try to do too much, and we're going to get more out of you than you possibly ever imagine.
Yeah. So just want to keep it fair. We've been critical of him early on. Like, I think when someone plays well, we deserve to give him the praise. And tonight, Romanov was really good. And speaking of giving guys praises, Ilya Sorokin, man, stopped 22 of 23, 1 goal against, 957 save percentage. That's what we like to see, Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, stopped 2.35 goals above expected today.
Hell yeah. That is more of that, please. Hopefully it's a confidence builder, man, for him. Like, yeah. I like have jokingly on the Up the Turnpike Twitter account, so make sure you're following that. I tweeted out the Cam Newton video of him screaming, "I'm back," and I said Ilya Sorokin tonight. Not again, tongue in cheek, but hopefully it's the start of him starting to stack some of these good performances on top of each other.
Yeah, like Max is saying, he seemed more aggressive out there. Some of the saves that he was making, yes, the clean poke check right at the end of the game, right? They're coming in across the zone and Butchie must have had an orgasm.
He was screaming.
Right? Because how many times is Butchie screaming about like a goalie should have the paddle down when the puck is coming across the crease? And he just Billy Smithed it. Right? Boom. I'm going to kill you. Puck is what Ilya Sorokin did. So that is something, as Max is saying here, that the confident goalies do. Right? Yep. So, and he looked really aggressive in making some of the saves that he was making in the first period. It just looked, even Cal Clutterbuck was saying, this looks like vintage Sorokin. So like, you know, from his mouth to God's ears, please let that stick.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Let's close with some comments, Mitch.
Yeah. First from Gary, multitasking. Look at me, not seeing much of the Isles, but I did see all three goals. Beauty by Horvat.
Gary, I gave you the night off, man. What are you doing here?
He didn't listen to you. He said, screw that Matt O'Leary, that American. I'm going to be as Canadian as humanly possible by watching the Blue Jays losing 3-1 at that point down in the 5th. I don't know what it is now. Last I checked, there's also 3-1. It is bottom of the 6th. Well, okay. Blue Jays are at bat, so whatever.
Okay. I'm going to flip to that. I had the Islanders postgame on. I'm like, why don't I flip to this World Series?
Rick Rock saying, when they announced the Isles' first goal was good, even Pajot was surprised.
Yeah, he did. He kind of smiled, and it was a sheepish grin, if you will.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I think we were all there going like, knowing us, this is coming back.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Left lock, Sorokin looked better. Hope for this kind of form even more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As has Bouncer, it was like 2 different teams from yesterday to tonight, and the difference was a guy named Cal Ritchie.
20-year-old Cal Ritchie out there doing the thing. And big note, too, which we didn't mention, 3rd period, he moved to center. He was playing the second line center.
That's what they need to do. Like, I get it. You're playing on the wing because you're not really sure what to do, but Matthew Barzal is not a center in this league. He's just not. I love him. He's a great player. He's just not a center.
I think we're all hoping that Cal Ritchie eventually becomes the long-term answer at 2C for this team to replace Brock Nelson.
Yeah, but that was the whole point of the trade, right? You trade Brock Nelson, you're trading your second line center. We got to have another one coming through. With all due respect to some of the centers we have in the pipeline, they're not projected to go as high as Brock Nelson. They could still do it, but it's not likely type of thing.
No,
it is likely with Cal Ritchie.
Yeah, so I'm excited for Cal Ritchie. Good on him, man. That's awesome. So I think he's sticking in the lineup, at least for their next game on Sunday. I would be surprised if they took him out after Again, if they played him 7 minutes and we found out tomorrow, like loaned back to Bridgeport, I would say, okay, I get it. But after playing 16 and 17 and getting power play time and moving to center, feels like he's going to stick around at least for the next little bit.
Exactly. Steve Portella, told you Sorokin would get back in his groove. Let's go.
More of it, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of Sorokin comments. Richard Lord is praising Sorokin, plus saying Ovechkin didn't score, right? He was supposed to score his 900th goal. That didn't happen.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
A great win all around. Was a nice way to end a bad road trip.
Yeah, they lost 3 games in a row, and they were able to get a win to close it out before coming home.
Yeah. I like this from PS because I didn't notice it at all. Didn't miss Tipikov at all. I forgot he wasn't playing.
Right?
Not really missed when you don't notice he's not there. That's
well, I don't think he's going to be the one who comes in if they were to make a move for either Duclair or McLean or Cizikas or any of those guys.
Absolutely not. Chris from Long Island says, you heard it here. If Pajot stays healthy, the Isles will get a first rounder. Might be in 2027. Had to wait for Brock first, but they will get a first.
That's we were saying it on the podcast on Wednesday. We clipped it and that came out in that segment on YouTube earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe it. I would be very surprised if it's not.
Absolutely. Agreed. James Bohr is saying, got to cut Sorokin a little slack. The clutter said Sorokin had faced double the league average of high danger shots this year.
That's nuts. Which again goes back to what we've been saying all along, which is the Islanders play in front of him for most of the year hasn't been good enough either. But Sorokin needs to improve. It's kind of both things were going bad, so it looks so much worse.
Yeah. Sorokin has faced 58 high danger shots. I don't think that includes tonight. It might. So far, only not 2 goalies. Only 4 goalies have faced more. Gustafsson has faced more. It's 73. Jeez. Everyone else is at like 59. Right? Like you have Alex Lyon, Dostal, and Saros with 59 high danger shots against. But for Philip Gustafsson, it's 73. Jesus, Murphy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Holy crap. That's a ton. My God.
Yeah. But yeah, Sorokin did the thing tonight that just absolutely deserves a little bit of slack here.
Yep, all the praise.
To Gary says, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hell yeah, Gary, doing the Lord's work today. Thank you for tuning in. I give you a pass.
Yeah. PS says they force it to Horvat too much. I mean, fair. But
on the power play,
I don't know. I don't know if he's saying the power play.
Yeah, well, because the comment
before is on the second unit.
Well, because he's saying right before that, the second power play unit at least shoots the puck. They force it to Horvat too much is right after that. So my assumption is he's talking about the first power play unit.
Okay.
I get what he's saying. He's their best shooter out there, though. So a part of me gets why they're doing it. I think some of the other guys just need to start shooting a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. The other guys need to start shooting it more. Like, I get it. Absolutely. They do force it to Horvat, and that makes it way too predictable and easy to break up. But like, you got to get guys to shoot because you've got to pull those defensemen out, and then you give that opportunity to Horvat, a cleaner opportunity. If not, they're just going to collapse on him, and then who cares?
Because they're going, this is the only guy who's going to shoot out here.
Exactly. Doesn't matter. Ethan Hawke, Anders Lee takes a bad penalty nearly every game. Kind of fair.
Yeah, he has taken a lot more penalties recently. I don't know how many penalty minutes he has on the year. Let me see. Add 2 more to this total, but he's up to 8. So 4 penalties in 11 games is probably too much.
Yeah. It's too much. Stephen Portell is saying, in Ovechkin's shot, Sorokin came out to challenge. That is what we need from him. Own the crease. I like that. Own the goddamn crease.
And that goes back to the confidence conversation that we were just having.
Yeah.
I think a confident goalie does that.
Yeah, because he's got his angles, right? He knows where he's supposed to be in terms of at the top of the key, below the blue line, or in the blue paint, or above it type of thing. He knows when to play the angle because you're confident. And today he had it. I don't know what changed from the last couple of games, maybe it's seeing like David Riddich out there and be like, I can't let this happen. But whatever worked, whatever it was, friggin' worked.
Yep, 100%.
Max TCG or TGG saying TCG on the brain because I like playing trading card games. My question is, now that Richie is here, where will Shabanov go? He can't break up the third line. No more room on the second line. He's not a fourth liner.
Man, I got to think about that, right?
Mm-hmm. While you think about that, shout out to Wizzo67 saying, great job. Shout out from the North Pole, Alaska, for this North fan here.
Holy shit, North Pole, Alaska. Welcome, man. Thanks for supporting.
More north than my stupid, Canadian ass.
I thought you were the furthest north.
Dude,
our friend from the Great White North is not Mitch. It's actually Wizo67 or Wizzo67.
Title lost. So where does Shabanov go? Like, I agree with Spoingus Doingus.
What a name.
As I fight for my life here, whoever asked about Shabanov, it's got to be McLean coming out. Agreed. But I think what they would counter is that Shabanov should not be playing in the fourth line.
Yeah, because it's Druin, Horvat, Heineman, top line. Palmieri, Barzal, and Richie, and decide if you want Richie at center or Barzal.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm fine with putting Shabanov on the second line and putting Richie fourth line center.
Really? Okay.
And having like a fourth line of Richie, Duclair, and I guess whoever else on that wing. Cizikas, I guess.
I don't know.
Like, does that mean that Callum Ritchie's going to put up a ton of points in that situation? Probably not. But you're getting him to play NHL minutes, and you can put him up anywhere in the lineup and shuffle things around as you go.
Unless you just take Cizikas and McLean out, and it's like Richie, Duclair, Shabanov as a fourth line.
Yeah, right. I don't mind it. It's not really a fourth line as we've come to know it in our existence as Islanders fans, but it is a fourth line that just can go out and do something. Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But then you're getting him to play, which is the whole point. Because at this point, we need Shabanov to play. He's an element that we need.
Yeah, he's got to get healthy first, though.
That's true. That's true. And then, Heathen Hawksing, I thought I was the furthest away in Calgary.
No. You're very far. And again, thank you for supporting. Thank you, everyone, to supporting. But it's cool to see the people eat like from not in the local area.
Yes. Agreed. And then last one here from Max TGG saying, I feel like if you move Richie to fourth, they should just move him to the AHL. More time in the AHL is better than fourth line minutes in the NHL.
This is a tough problem. It's kind of a first world problem, right? Because your forwards are significantly deeper than where they've been the few years prior. But
it's like Spoingus Doingus is saying, I can't remember the last time we've had this problem where we were worrying about having skill guys on the fourth line.
Maybe gonna make a trade, clear up some space.
Maybe more assets. Let's go.
I don't know, but we'll see. Good problem to have on Sunday. We'll have a better idea of what the lineup looks like and if they make any changes. But that's going to do it for us tonight on this one. Before you head out, a couple notes. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. And if you're not a Patreon member, sign up for the Patreon. You get bonus 2 podcast full-length episodes a week, plus a Discord community of Islanders fans over there. It's an absolute blast in-game. Just chatting it up with everybody, reacting to the game.
Yeah, you get characters like Spazero here saying you're welcome for Sorokin's turnaround.
Yeah, you get to deal with Matt Spazero in the Discord, which is everyone's favorite thing.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Yeah, we do. It's all love. All right, guys, that'll do it. I'm Matt. He's Mitch. We'll catch you next time.